Hey guys, welcome back to the Money Zone. I'm your host, Folasade the Accountability Accountant, guys. And on today's show, we're going to talk about all the mess that you early filers possibly got yourself into by filing your tax return absolutely too early. So, the IRS sent out a one of their media releases. Was it last week? I think it was early last week, and IRS was like, problem. For all the people that have filed their tax return early, here are some of the problems that you guys have gotten yourself into. So, number one, if you filed your tax return early and you did not pull your tax transcript, you have probably messed yourself up. Now, here's the thing, guys. Even if you were to pull your transcript, there's a possibility that not all of your income has been reported to the IRS right now, or the IRS have not updated their records yet to adjust your file. Okay, so if you were to pull your tax transcripts right now or any earlier than from today's show on Beltway Radio, right, then your tax transcript, your wage and income transcripts with the IRS may be insufficient. It may lack something, either your mortgage insurance, your one of your W-2s or a 1099 that you receive. There's a possibility. However, the IRS is saying that before you guys file your tax return, you want to make sure that you have all of the paperwork that you are anticipating. And I have to be honest with you guys. Y'all not just randomly receiving income. Y'all just not randomly receiving or giving donations. Like, so we have to kind of just do a little bit better, y'all, when it comes down to us with the tax returns. Simply because you are responsible for everything that you guys put in your tax return. So if you filed your tax return early without pulling your transcripts, and in hopes that your transcript have all of your income, if you did pull it, then if you didn't pull your transcripts, then you may have missed out on some income. But between me and you guys, you know how much money you made. You know, we black folks. We know we use Stripe. We know we use Square. We know we use Zelle, Cash App. Like, let's really be honest, guys. We don't play with our money for real. But the reality is, what I'm seeing when it comes down to the taxes, you guys have this persona that you don't play with your coins. But the reality is, you are playing with your coins because you are not keeping proper records. So the IRS said, for all of y'all that's not keeping proper records, you need to pull your transcript, okay? But you also need to take a step back and peruse your brain to see whether or not you missed any income streams. Because what is already happening is that you guys are filing tax returns and you're not including income on 1099s. You're also not including refunds from your states that are taxable. Okay, some of you are not including some stocks and stuff that you did, that you purchased during COVID that you just sold last year. It's a lot going on, and the IRS say, slow down, buddy. Take step number one, guys, and make sure, my recommendation for this year before you file your tax return, especially if you're uncertain as to everywhere you've made money or if you had multiple jobs or whatever the situation may be. If you're not sure you have all your paperwork, number one step, pull your tax transcripts. Okay? Pull your tax transcripts to make sure you have all the income. And then while you guys are reviewing your transcript to make sure everything is there, you need to peruse your brain to see if those all of the jobs and everything that you've done last year, because we know what we made, y'all. Let's stop acting very naive and just like poor like. The way we're handling taxes right now, we acting like all of us poor. I don't know what's going on, but it's too much going on. So number one, pull your transcripts. Number two, take a review, take an account of all of the jobs and things that you guys worked. The third thing, okay, that you guys need to definitely do, okay, is make sure, and I've been saying this, okay, for 2 years now, and I'm starting to feel like a one of those bears on repeat, but I'm going to say it again. Make sure you guys file an accurate tax return. I'm already seeing the shadiness happen. Look, I'm already seeing the shadiness happening. You guys already still shopping around, trying to get the best refund. Y'all still trying to get people to throw stuff on y'all taxes because you was expecting more of a refund. Whatever your situation may be, the third thing I need you guys to do this year is to file an accurate tax return. Because see, remember, the IRS is waiting for everybody's 2020, because some of you still ain't filed 2020, your 2021 and your 2022 return, guys. And really, they're really waiting for the 2023 one that we're going to file next year so they can compare all of those and find any inconsistencies and send out those daunting CP 2000 notices saying we've made an adjustment to your tax return. So you guys have to now start taking responsibility for the outcomes that you want out of life. And they say how you do one thing, and I'm experiencing this on my own life, is how you do everything, okay? If you guys are not keeping proper records to file your taxes, then I know if you have a business, you are not keeping proper records. If your household is not really organized or you have no type of structure, more than likely your paperwork is all over the place and you don't have no structure. Like we have to do better because your lack of record keeping, your lack of being responsible is going to end up getting you audited. And let's really be honest. It was so much scams and so much shadiness going on these last couple of years. Some of you know you didn't do things right. And so I'm begging you, just do things right now because they're waiting for those mistakes to send those notices. And if you cannot back yourself up, more than likely that notice can lead to an audit, okay, or an adjustment of your taxes. So make sure you file an accurate return, okay? They're waiting for that. Like they're hype, like real hype, like waiting for y'all return, okay? So number one, make sure you guys pull your transcripts. Number two, take an account for all of the jobs and all of the side gigs and everything that you guys have done, okay? The third thing that you guys need to do is file an accurate tax return. Sorry. You want to make sure you file an accurate tax return because they're going to use this as the year that a lot of you are going to start getting this, okay? And then the fourth thing you guys need to do, if you know you did not include something on your tax return, right? Like business income, or you ended up getting a 1099 from Amazon for some dividend income. There is some ways, guys, in some situations, you don't have to necessarily amend your tax return, okay? And let me give you a few examples of the ways that you don't have to amend your return. So let's say, for example, if you did not include a W-2 on your taxes, right? It's only a W-2. The IRS already have all of the information for the W-2. So them making an adjustment for the W-2, you may not have to do an amended return for that one because it's just them plugging in the information. It doesn't really involve them taking into account expenses that is not included on that W-2 form, right? So if you have a W-2 form that you left off, you may not have to do an amended return. The IRS will say, oh, we adjusted it, and if it matches, you're good to go, okay? Or let's say, for example, you ended up getting a refund from the state and you didn't include it, all right? The IRS will more than likely adjust the return and say, hey, we noticed that you received this 1099-G from the state. You didn't include on your return, so we adjusted it for you. In that case, you can accept their adjustments. Now, if you did not include a 1099 for your business, or rental income, or stocks, or crypto, or something like that, I don't personally recommend you allow the IRS to adjust your return and you just accept the changes that they presented to you. I personally recommend you have it looked at by a professional and maybe have it amended because those 4 different scenarios involve you providing us possibly some information. Okay, so for example, if you did not include some stocks or crypto on your tax return, then I need the cost that you purchased it for. Okay, the IRS, if the crypto company or the stock company didn't report the correct amount to the IRS is not going to include that amount. Okay, and I've even seen I've seen situations where the IRS actually even have the cost basis, what you purchased it for, and didn't even include it. Okay, if you have a 1099 from your business, right? The IRS will just add it on to your tax return, not taking into account the expenses that you have possibly accumulated to make that money in your business. So when you have a business and you did not include that 1099 on there, do not just let the IRS just throw it on there, because they're not going to take into account the business expenses that you've accumulated throughout the year. Okay? Same thing goes for the stocks. If you sold any stocks, you didn't include it, the IRS may not make the correct adjustment and take into account your cost. So you don't want to just accept, oh, we adjusted your tax return. Okay. And then last but not least, rental income. If you guys have done Airbnb, if you guys have done um, like long-term rentals or whatever, short-term rentals, if you've done any type of rental at all, and income was reported to you on a 1099 and the IRS received it and it's not on your tax return, you do not want to accept that either, because the IRS is just going to plug it in there and not take into account your expenses. So I only personally recommend you guys accept the adjustments from the IRS if and only it includes a W-2. Okay, if and only if it includes like a 1099-G from your state. Any other situation that requires you to show what you purchased it for, requires you to accumulate some type of basis, any value in it, do not allow the IRS to make the adjustments unless you confirm through a professional that it's correct. Okay? Because what I'm finding, and I said this about 3 weeks ago when we was first starting the season, that the IRS is just sending out adjustment letters just because. Okay? And here's the thing, guys. As an enrolled agent, I see behind the scenes. Like, we deal with hundreds of clients. And the IRS is really tightening up. Like, I'm seeing it. I'm seeing the random notices. I'm seeing the agents giving me a little bit of pushback. They're still nice and cordial, but they're being a bit like, I gotta, fight now. Like, these last few years have not necessarily been easy, but the odds weren't against us. Like right now, the odds are against you guys. And even with me being an enrolled agent, I'm seeing it. So you guys handling things on your own without a professional, the IRS is going to eat you guys up. Okay, like snakes. They're gonna slither your ass right on up. Okay, so guys, here's the thing. If you filed your tax return early, there is a possibility that it was income that you missed out on because there was so much going on these past couple of years. My recommendation is that if you guys don't already have an IRS tax account, to go ahead on and set you up an IRS tax account. Yes, they have to do verification. Yes, you're going to have to show them and do a selfie. You do a selfie for Instagram. Do a selfie to verify your information so you can get access to your records. But this will allow you guys to be in control, because the moment that anything is triggered in your account, you will be able to check the notices. Okay, you will also be able to easily access all of your transcripts, okay, and all of your records. And if you have to make payments to the IRS, you're easily able to make your payments through your IRS tax account. And remember, guys, there's no way you can really run from the IRS. Okay. And if you're running from the IRS, call Folasade. So, Chris. No, guys, that's going to be my little next promo thing. Yeah. So, yeah, guys. So, make sure if you have filed a tax return and you're not sure, okay, that you did everything right, pull your transcripts, review that. And if the income is significant, you want to make the adjustment, okay? Don't allow the IRS, don't wait until the IRS send you a notice if you were to pull your transcript. Because I know some of you guys will ask me that, oh, well, if I pull my transcript, should I wait for the IRS? No. If you've left off a large amount of money on your taxes, do not wait until the IRS adjusts it for you, okay? because you will get penalized. You might as well just adjust the return now. But if it's simple, if it's small, if it's just a W-2, and it we know they make mistakes and they don't make no mistakes, then I will say accept their adjustments. Okay. All right, guys. So what we're going to do, because that was quite a bit of a mouthful. Okay, we talked about, if you're just coming in, we were talking about what you guys need to do if you filed your taxes early already. Okay. And if you found some mistakes on whether or not you may have to do and amend the return, whether or not you need to do let the IRS make the changes. We talked about that. So if you're uncertain as to what you need to do, okay, if you need to make changes to your tax return, then you need to definitely check out part 1 of tonight's show. We're going to have it on our YouTube page, which is Folasade TV. So head over to our YouTube page to subscribe so you can check out tonight's show, so you can know what you guys need to do. Okay, so guys, we're going to take a quick little break, and I'll be right back. Realize how much help that I needed when I started my business. Like, I knew I couldn't do it by myself, but I didn't know to the extent of how much help I would need. So this is why your accounting is so important, because it's the difference between you being a one-man band for the rest of your life and you being able to hire your next right-hand man. And see, so for example, like me, I'm a service provider. So if I hire another individual in my office, the next thing would be someone that has a CPA or an enrolled agent, someone with the credentials of my caliber, right? So I can now officially somewhat delegate everything to them, right? And so it costs to hire an accountant. It costs. I'm gonna have to pay them no less than maybe 70 G's. So while all of you entrepreneurs thinking that it's so easy to really grow your business, now I already have $100,000 in payroll already. So when I add on another 70, so that's now taking my total payroll to $250,000. And so while you small businesses think that it's a game to level up and grow your businesses, when it's time for you to sacrifice that 70,000 to pay somebody, you're not willing to do so. So you stay where you are. What it is that we want. If you don't like yourself, if you don't think you're cute enough, or if you don't have enough money, what could we do to change it? Nobody right now, will we on this day of time should be hating on nobody or should be judged. All of us have the same 24 hours. All of us have the same opportunities. Now, the moment that Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube start charging us to use their platform is the moment that we all can't say we have the same opportunity. But right now, we all have the same opportunity. So what is stopping you from doing what you need to do and hustle? What's stopping y'all? First of all, stop watching everybody. But when you are not where you want to be in life, guys, it's a difference between watching people to get motivation and watching people and start to develop hate. Because you guys can watch so much to the point where you forget that for you to get to their level, you have to do work. So you begin to hate. You begin to hate. So what is it? What do we need to do? And I think the first thing we all need to do is accept accountability. Accept accountability for where you are right now. If you're not happy, write down why. If you're not financially stable, write down why. So like me, I had to do an evaluation of myself. I said, okay, I'm pretty consistent, pretty disciplined, but not as bad as consistent and disciplined as I could be. So guess what I did? Okay, be more consistent, be more disciplined. Oh, hey guys, welcome back to the Money Zone. I'm your Folasade, the Accountability Accountant. Guys, I should have started over my Instagram because we're going to segment 2. So guys, we about to have a discussion. I know I try to do my little professional one first segment, and then this be all my topic segment 2, right? Okay, guys, so I'm just excited though to really be honest because I do see some changes. Okay, I do see some changes, but I don't see enough changes, and I'm not really happy with the minute changes that you guys are doing right now. Let me be honest with you guys. All you hear on social media is build generational wealth, build generational wealth, build generational wealth. And I'm really starting to realize that first of all, that word is overused, okay? Second of all, I think that word goes over our head. And a lot of you are just jumping into doing so much that nothing is moving. Some of you have heard of building generational wealth and you don't even know where to start. Some of you have watched every goddamn on YouTube video, have subscribed to every coach, and have done everything but get your ass up and get to work. Okay? So let me kind of clear up a few things when it comes down to this generational wealth. One of us, if you're just starting fresh like me, right? We're the foundation. Okay? We're the foundation for generational wealth. That means we are the knowledge seekers. We are also the ones with the first wave of money that has changed over to our lineage, to our children. We're the first where we have assets that will then be handed over to our children as well. Guys, even if you only leave your children with a $50,000 life insurance policy, your home off, and the knowledge, okay, the knowledge to manage money, that is generational wealth. Because that means is going to end up having an asset, a home, okay? An asset, a home. I'm sorry, guys. I thought my do not disturb. People are calling the office. Hold on, y'all. Oh, gosh. I keep forgetting to do that. Let me do it. Do not disturb. You guys will end up having an asset, an appreciating asset that's going to hand over to your children. You're also going to have your $250,000 life insurance policy that's going to hand over to them, and whatever cash and all of the knowledge that you have taught them throughout your journey of become financially literate. Some of you have gotten this generational wealth so have made it seem so complex, and you have invested so much money into knowledge that you have don't even have the money now to invest. I'm going to repeat that. Some of you have made this generational wealth thing seem so complex and unattainable that you have now invested so much more into other people's programs and services, and then you look back and you don't have no money to invest into yourselves. Some of you right now, as you're watching the Money Zone, or you're going to probably watch the replay, I'm sorry to offend you, but some of you have not even started contributing to your own job's 401k. But you're online to build generational wealth, but you haven't even started contributing to your job's 401k plan. How does that make sense? You want to build generational wealth, but you don't want to have a retirement plan. You don't want to have no money when you go to retire. So guys, generational wealth really starts with you, with the acquisition of the knowledge. But I'm not talking about go deep and invest 10 and 15 and 20,000 into a coaching program. I'm talking about maybe watch some YouTube videos, acquire a basic money management app for your personal finances, okay? Start becoming financially disciplined and start saving money. Because, see, guys, there's no way for you to invest any money if you're overspending. So, lesson number one to build generational wealth, we have to stop overspending so that you can free up some of your earned income so you can start to invest it. But until we get our budgets in order, until we look at the numbers, until we accept that we have to cut back our spending, right? Then we're not going to be able to build wealth. You're going to always have to make more money. And it's okay. Some of you don't always have to make more money. Like me, honestly, guys, yeah, I want to make a lot of money, but I don't want to work myself to death for it. I don't want to sacrifice of my children to do. I want to be able to sit here, make millions of dollars. If I can do that and don't sacrifice my family and all of that stuff, then I'll do it. But if you guys are out there building generational wealth and you're sacrificing, all of your time with your family, you keep investing into coaching programs and nothing is working, you keep starting and stopping businesses, you need to take a step back. Because your first step, guys, in building generational wealth starts with where you are. What do you have? What are you doing with your money? What could you be doing differently with your money? So step number one of building generational wealth, everybody needs a retirement account. If your job don't offer one, you can go to your bank. They may have a Roth, maybe a traditional IRA that you can set. If your job have a retirement plan, I recommend you join their retirement plan, even if they don't match you. Because I'm hearing some of you say, oh, I'm not contributing to my job's retirement plan because they're not matching it. It doesn't matter. Sock that money away. Okay? Now, if they're matching it, sock away more. But if they're not matching it, still sock away some money. Okay? So that's number one. Advantage of your retirement accounts, and if you don't have one with your job, set up one. Okay? Number two, guys, we have to cut back our spending. Because see, part of generational wealth is not just having assets, but also having liquid, like having some cash. Literally think about this. If you die today or tomorrow, your life insurance proceeds are not going to pay out to your beneficiaries right away. Okay? They're not. It might take some time. And what if, lo and behold, I hope this is not your child, or I hope this is not your situation. It could be anything, not even your child. It could be your business needing the money to run. It could be your household need a heater that needs to be fixed while you're being buried, right? Without you having any liquid cash, then there's certain things that may not be able to get done, while your family is preparing for your homegoing. So you also want to have some liquid cash, not only for hard times, situation like that, but you also want your kids to be able to get some liquid cash. How beautiful would it be to be like, okay, mom and dad left us this house $250,000 in life insurance, plus they have $50,000 in cash. All right, here's yours, here's yours, here's yours, here's yours, here's yours. When we sell the house, everybody to get their 25%. That looks good. You want to have some liquid, okay? And when you end up passing away, most of the time your liquid will be what you saved, your emergency fund, your vacation funds, all your little pockets that you started to save throughout your journey of life. So, guys, you want to have pockets. You want to have pockets. Like literally, one of my clients last year, her father passed away. He had so many different pockets of stuff for her. Like she was just all of a sudden keep getting, oh well, your dad had this retirement account. Oh, your dad had this. Oh, your dad had that. I was like, yes, 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 because that's what generational wealth was. He got the assets, sacrificed the income, built the money, had the life insurance, had the houses, had everything. So now she actually don't even have to work anymore if that's her choosing. Like literally, if she invests properly, she don't even have to work again. And guys, these are regular everyday people. What they're doing is they're saving their money and they're investing into assets, state, life insurance, other businesses, and getting interest in other businesses as well, and stocks, okay? And they having pockets of things going on, not just one, not just cash, not just real estate, not just life insurance. They're just doing what they can. So like if you people might be against us, and I'm not a financial advisor, but I'm practical. I come from nothing, and I know it's hard to come from nothing and be the one to break all of the chains. And it just starts small. Like what I started to do with the kids, guys, I started to buy the kids little pieces of stock, little pieces. When I had a little extra money, I'll buy Brendan Bryson Nike stock. Or when I had a little bit of money, I buy them some Disney stock. Like it just starts small, and then over time you're gonna be looking at their little portfolio like, oh my gosh, they got 20,000 in stocks, or they got 5,000 in stocks, whatever the case may be. But it starts where you guys are. Stop falling for this scam that you gotta have all this credit card debt or start this business. And yes, to build generational wealth extensively for generations and generations and generations to come, yes, you want to have a successful business, okay? Yes. But that is not the only way to go. I don't know if you guys heard of the concept of the millionaire door. The millionaire next door is the type of person that I was just referencing, which is what the majority of society can be. The majority of the world is not going to have a $20 million company or a $4 million annual revenue company, and they're able to put away $1 million a year. That's not the typical. The typical is you guys are working your 9 to 5, you have your 401k, you sock money away, you reduce your expenses, you save your money, and you start investing. Okay? And it don't have to be big boy $5,000, $10,000 invested. It can be one stock at a time. And I know you've heard people say, "Oh, you don't get the best bang for your buck." You got to start where you are. Either start where you are or get stuck not doing anything. Okay? And then anyway, you want to learn as you're going. And if you just jump in 5 or 6 grand, that's when most people end up losing money because they never studied what they're investing in. You're supposed to know what you're investing in. So if it's just okay, ask them about the program. Read about their program. Figure out what stocks and plans do they invest in so you could be familiar with. Okay? So that's the first thing. Let me debunk that. The second thing, guys, yes, you can build generational wealth. Well, let me rephrase this. You can use your tax return to build generational wealth because, yes, the tax return does reward people that attempts to build generational wealth. But what I'm finding right now is that a lot of you guys are socking away your wealth into trying to find out tax strategies. Y'all buying coaching programs, find out tax strategies. You're buying coaching programs, and I'm not knocking anybody coaching programs, but y'all have to understand what I'm saying. I'm seeing people invest 30 and 40 and $50,000 in programs and they're not making any money. So I'm at that point, y'all. Y'all are the ones, all y'all motherfucking coaches, and I'm sorry if you don't like me to curse, this is your time to log off. All y'all motherfucking coaches, y'all asses are getting motherfucking rich. And the little motherfucking people buying y'all motherfucking program, okay? They are still stuck. Your people are still stuck. Okay? Their businesses are not going anywhere. Promises that you told them that you were going to do for them, they're not moving, okay? And the reason why they're not moving is because you guys were never really passionate about doing. We're in a new year. Stop trying to set up business that you have no purpose, no passion for, just for taxes. It is illegal. Let me be clear. If you're not setting up these businesses to make money, okay, and your intentions is only to write off deductions and to write off expenses so you can pay less taxes, you doing illegal stuff. You trying to cheat the tax system. The only way that you're able to take losses on your taxes for a legitimate business, if it's a profit, and a lot of you guys starting these businesses because you want to make money. You're not starting these businesses because this is your passion and your purpose. You're just starting these businesses because people told you that you can build generational wealth if you have a business. So you're starting these businesses, getting these credit card debt, getting these trucks and cars, and you're stuck with massive debt. And I'm seeing it. Guys, start where you are. I hear that it's shortcuts to make money. It's shortcuts to get funding. I'm hearing it. I've joined some of the programs to see what was going on. What was the gist about, right? I've joined programs to see what the gist was about. The reality is some of y'all going to get stuck with that credit card debt because business was never your passion. Some of you guys are going to get stuck with those cars because business was never your passion. You do not have to have a business to build generational wealth. You have to have solid money management skills and be financially literate to build generational wealth. Because remember, you may be just a generation for the foundation, not the generation that will now escalate it or expand on. You might just be the seed money. And that's okay. And I'm not trying to belittle your dreams, guys, but I'm going to be honest from what I'm seeing in accounting behind the scenes. And y'all can ask y'all can ask my motherfuckers, and y'all can ask my team. Y'all businesses are not doing too well. I'm talking about massive losses, $50,000, $60,000 losses. And those losses are coming at an expense to your future self, to your future wealth, and the money that you could have accumulated for your retirement. And see, guys, this is the thing. Before you can even build generational wealth, you have to get through retirement. Some of you don't even have money for retirement, but searching for generational wealth. It starts with your, because you're going to be 65 working, and that's okay. But if you had the option today to make that not be the choice, and if you're a business person like me, I'm still going to be probably working in my business, right? But I'm not going to be like this. I'm not going to be tax season busy. I'm going to be just looking at the numbers. Hey, is everything going well? Oh, do you guys need any assistance? And I'll just come and slide over some paperwork. Oh, okay, I'm gone for the day. See you later. That's what I'm trying to do at 65, 70. I don't know what I'm trying to do. But if we don't start doing things now, guys, I really feel like we're going to have a lot of you blink at 60 and don't have nothing to show for it. You may just be the foundation for the wealth. not the expansion of the wealth. And so let me put this in context, but this is not how it went. So my dad is an accountant here in this area. You know, I wanted to take over his business. I thought me and him was going to dominate the DMV area, y'all, because he's brilliant, right? That's where I got some of my brain from, right? He's brilliant. Okay, so I presented my dad with the opportunity. It's like, all right, Dad, when it's time for you to retire, I'm going to take over. I'll take care of you, everything. He said, no, Shade, you have to build your own. I said, okay. So I go build my own company. If my dad would have accepted my proposal, he could have already retired about 5 years ago. And we would have actually started to venture into what generational wealth is on a business standpoint. As I want you also to realize that there's so many ways to do generational wealth. It's not just handing over business. It's having a good life insurance policy, some savings, some houses, or a house, okay? But if you notice, one thing I didn't say was clothes and shoes. Now, I would say certain bags, like certain designer bags, right? But not nothing to really hand over. So if you think that attaining generational wealth is so far-fetched, just start where you are. Think about the piggy bank concept. If you're that bad with money, go back to the piggy bank concept and just start dropping dollar bills, $5 bills, whatever you have extra in your wallet, okay? If you know you don't save well, have your job automatically deduct the amount that you want to save and put that into a bank account that you don't have access to, that's not close to your home, so you won't be able to do withdrawals easily. And don't set up the Zelle with that bank account. Okay? You guys also now need to really look at ultimately what you want. Because I hear a lot of you guys screaming generational wealth. But guess what? You don't have no generations. So you don't have no children. Y'all also have to put that in perspective. There's no generational wealth for you personally if you don't have children. You have to have lineage. So some of you guys, you got to put that in the plan too. You can't just be working. Okay? The kids and the family got to process too. I'm seeing some of y'all forget that. So it's really a collective of things that you guys really need to understand and stop getting caught up in trying to build another man's generational wealth. Start with where you are. If you're black, from the black community, African, brown descent, you are starting far off. Please stop comparing yourselves to Donald Trump and all of these rich white men. Stop. I'm sorry. You are not in that position. And I just had this hard conversation with one of my clients earlier. How are you going to be comparing yourself to a rich white man when he don't, or a rich person in itself, right? Where their income is, they're no longer earning it on their jobs or in their businesses. To really pay less taxes like the rich, you have to have less earned income, no W-2 income, or barely any. But we are not set up like that yet financially for us to have our investments pay all of our bills. So the Donald Trump tax strategies that a lot of you guys are attempting to try to do, first of all, you need to be able to stop making money from a W-2. The moment your assets can pay your living expenses is when you can start doing tax strategies like Donald Trump. Y'all gotta stay in your plane and stay in your wage. It is levels to this. Like literally, guys, I have clients that make over 4 and 5 and 10 million a year. They are still not in the Trump effect because they are still in their business. They have not been able to get themselves out and get someone else to manage the company and do what they're doing. So they're still receiving W-2 income. So they still have a chunk of income that's still there. And then because their businesses is profitable in the millions, They still also have millions of dollars rolling over to them. But y'all been so duped and ran through. I feel so embarrassed sometimes when I even log online to see the banter that you guys are listening to. Like everybody is an expert now, when the reality is nobody is just giving you guys any type of practical things to start where you guys are. And the reality is that's what generational wealth is. It's taking the money you have now and setting it up with a plan to be here when you pass away. But before you can even do that, you have to live. You have to have enough money to survive. You have to have money to retire on. You have to have money to invest with. You have to have money saved. And at the rate that you guys are doing, with all of this frivolous stuff that y'all doing, and y'all not investing in the things that you guys are supposed to be investing in. Y'all invested in $10,000 in a stock program when you could have invested $1,000 in a stock program and then invested in $9,000. Y'all are scaring me, and I hate saying this, but y'all are scaring me because you're trying to get to 1,000 and you haven't even hit 100 yet. You probably have $20,000 saved in your bank account. But you buying a $5,000 coaching program on credit card to build generational wealth, and you haven't even been disciplined enough to track your expenses in your household. Do you know that wealthy people that are very rich, they're very financially disciplined? Let me say that again. Do you know the people that are really building generational wealth? They are really financially disciplined. They're not as frivolous and disorganized and all over the place. They're not. I was about to think about a master plan. They got a master plan. And they sticking to it. But you're not disciplined. But you telling me you want to build generational wealth? It starts with you saving. When was the last time you was able to keep $1,000 in your savings account? When was the last time you was able to keep $5,000? And I know some people say, well, you don't want $1,000 in your savings account. You know what, guys? I don't believe in that shit. I believe in you having money in every motherfucking spot. Because the person that's telling you not to have $5,000 in your bank account don't realize that you own a home. And if your furnace go out, you're going to need $10,000. Okay? If you own a home and you own your car and your transmission go out, you're going to need $3,000. So I don't believe in not having no cash, not putting no money in the bank. This is why you guys have to really hone into who you are spiritually. Because see, God will then tell you what type of money savings you need, how much your plot's supposed to be, where are your limitations, what you need to do. But because y'all think Instagram is y'all God, and Instagram can give you all the financial guidance and everything you need, guess what? You're forgetting about the basics. And the basic is to save. The basic is to not overspend. The basic is to not have an enormous credit card debt. The basic is to not just follow the Joneses. The basic is to start where you are. Basic 401k plan. Basic things. Don't be overspending. But you guys don't want to have that conversation. Y'all want to get rich quick. And y'all want to build wealth quick. And it don't work like that. Nobody that you know of, Bill Gates, what's his name? Warren Buffett, all of them, they did not build their wealth quickly. Look how old they are. Look when they started in 1960 something. What are we in? 2022. But you're trying to do what they did in 1 year. And I'm not saying it's not possible. But what I'm trying to say is that the people that's selling y'all those dreams, they're getting rich off you while you don't even have the money to make the basic investment into yourself. And I'm getting so sad and so frustrated that the average person that I see do taxes, that I do taxes for, you guys do not even have a 401k plan. But you're online paying all these people and is rich, and you don't even have enough money to put in your 401k plan. You don't even have $2,000 saved in your bank account for hard times, but you investing on your credit card to pay for their coaching program. How dare you sabotage yourself when generational wealth starts with you acquiring the knowledge to become disciplined and buying a program to suffice your spending and to act like you're doing something does not make you look like you disciplined, boo. It actually shows people like me that you're all over the place and you're confused. So step number one from today's show, invest in your 401k plan. It starts there. If you don't have one, if your job don't have one, contact your bank, or I will put the few financial advisors that I work with, my team, maybe put their comments in my live stream when they break out the video and give y'all their referral so y'all can start there. But we have to start somewhere. And then some of y'all don't even have life insurance, but you're paying people $5,000 for coaching motherfucking programs and you don't even have life insurance. So I'm sorry, guys. I had to end tonight off a little raunchy and a little rowdy because I'm tired of you guys being taken advantage of. I am so sick of it. Because see, they're not the ones missing out. It is your children that's missing out. That $5,000 you invested into that coaching program 2 years ago that you never done nothing with because it was trash. If you would have put that money into your retirement account, that $5,000 would have been about $8,000 right now. And because it's accumulating compound interest, probably even more than that. Daily compound interest. But y'all don't want to start where you guys are. Now, I'm a dreamer. My mother allowed me to dream, okay? And rest in peace to my mother. Today is her day. This day she passed away, y'all. She let me dream. And I want you guys to dream. But she also said, Pooh, you got to be fucking practical. You got to know where you are. Like, when I was dreaming about everything that I have now and everything that I still want, I'm still practical. I still said, okay, nope. This is what I can do. This is what my coins can do, and I do that. Stick with what you have. Focus on yourself, guys, okay? Y'all are doing too much. Y'all copying too much. Everybody's going to be rich but y'all. And y'all going to be like, Folasade told me to just do my 401k. Folasade told me to just start where I am. And I don't want you guys to reflect on this conversation today, 5 years from now. I want you guys to take this conversation today and go and set up your retirement accounts tomorrow. Inquiry with your job as to what needs to be done to get things going, okay? And let's do this thing. Because think about it, guys. Social Security is not going to be around. So don't come at me talking about, I'm going to qualify for Social Security for last day. I don't need that. When? With what funds? So guys, that's it for tonight's show. I really enjoyed myself today with you guys per usual. Please, if you know you've messed up on your return or you filed too early, you're not sure, you want to check out the first segment of tonight's show. If you're all over the place about building this generational wealth thing, you don't even know where to start, you want to check out tonight's segment 2 of tonight's show, and both will be on our YouTube page, which is Folasade TV. Guys, give us some time with Beltway Radio. We're going to have everything up. Our Twitch, our Facebook is rolling. But we'll have our YouTube and everything up next week, guys. So head over to Beltway Radio. Subscribe to their YouTube channel if you want to watch it live. And make sure you subscribe to my channel if you want to watch the replay, which is Folasade. I love you guys so much. And I don't have a show next week. I will see you guys. And that's perfect because next week is Bryn's birthday. So I will see you guys on the 21st. Okay, I will see you guys on the 21st, and let's just start where we are. Don't overthink it. You guys got it. Okay, I love you guys. Bye.